Hi everybody, this is Gardening in the Delta. Today I'm going to talk about lamb's ear for a change. You want to get real close here? It's a beautiful, beautiful plant. It feels like velvet. It loves the cold hardiness. It can tolerate down to -30. Let me see. These turn brown a little bit in the autumn. You have to prune them out. It can be evergreen in some parts. If it's a little bit warmer, it doesn't get a harsh wind, it can be evergreen. It is perennial. And it's a beautiful plant to have in your garden. I've had these in the past, but in the past I always put them in a small pot, and I really didn't realize how big they could get. And they don't like, well, they don't really like full, hot, humidity sun. I had this on the other side of the house back in the middle of the summertime. It was getting too hot, and it didn't look too good. So I put it back here in the partial shade on the deck, and it just started thriving. It's beautiful now. And I put it in a bigger pot, and it just spread out so gorgeous here. I'm going to prune back these parts here, get brown now it's in autumn time. As you can see through here, look how the stems kind of tangle up together. You can't just pull one. If you try to pull it sometimes, you're going to pull the whole root up. So what you have to do is use long pointy shears and just kind of dig around, and you hope you don't find a spider. If I find a spider, you're going to hear me screaming. And then just snip it back there. Snip it out when you come across it. See there? And I found out these will produce beautiful purple tall stalk flowers in the early spring or late spring, early summer. I didn't know this one didn't do it, at least when I had it, because when I bought it, it was past the flowering point. It already flowered when I bought it in the summertime. So I gotta wait now till next spring to see what it looks like when it blooms. Did you know lamb's ear bloomed?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. I never had one that long to watch it bloom, I guess, in the past. It's deer resistant, which is another reason we bought it. It's deers love a lot of our plants. Things I don't want deer to get to eat up, I try to keep on the deck, because most times I don't think they'll come up on the deck at night. It's too close to the house.
They love hostas.
Yep, so we keep them on the deck. And I just bought a camellia recently that I'm keeping on the deck so they don't kill that, because we had camellia in the yard last year and they ate it up totally.
They love hydrangeas. They will eat hydrangeas, root and all.
Yes. So we got those growing close to the house too. This is a beautiful addition to any flower bed because of its unusual texture. It just looks different. Doesn't like a whole lot of water in the summertime. Water about at least once a week, maybe twice a week. But one thing, you water it, you don't water the top. You lift the leaf part back, and just water the soil underneath. What else do we know about lamb's ear? A whole bunch there I'm cutting out.
They don't come on lambs.
But they are soft like lamb's ear, I guess. Not that I've ever touched a real lamb's ear. But lambs look to be soft. I can't wait to see this bloom in the springtime. May have to get another one of these next spring and plant. Yeah, just digging all through these. They do get just cross-layered all over each other, all these stems. And they look fragile, but they're not. I mean, you pull one and it doesn't want to come. You got to cut it out. And cutting out this dead part will rejuvenate more growth on it. It's a good thing to prune all your flowers once in a while and deadhead the dead parts out. That way it doesn't pull nutrients from the good parts that are growing. Poor little thing's beginning to look like half the size now. But it, you know, may seem harsh to cut this off and feel like you're cutting your baby up, but it's for the best. It's a good way to keep any plant healthy, cutting out the dead parts. I've been doing that to some of my hydrangeas lately. You come back looking a few days and you'll see new growth coming out all of a sudden. Now this time of year it might not start growing back now because it's going to get close to becoming dormant. Our nights are getting in the mid 40s. Next week we're going to have some in the high 30s at night. Yeah, that was getting a little wrinkled up a little bit. Supposed some out here. Got some in the middle I'm cutting. It's always good to have a sharp pair of pointed pruners or hand for small plants like this or any type of plants. Okay. I guess that will just about do it for now. I'll give it a little bit of water now. That's what I came out to do, but I decided to go and trim it while I'm here. Like I said, I'm just going to move the leaf back and just water underneath it. Don't water the top of it.
Well, you probably need to tell them their main attraction is as an accent plant for foliage.
Mm-hmm. It is beautiful,
Because
yeah.
they have a kind of a grayish tint to them.
Kind of gray, greenish silver a little bit.
As opposed to green.
Just regular green, yeah. I always like to have different colors in my garden, different shades of green. I love any plants that look silvery. There's another one. This one looks silvery, and Dusty Miller is a pretty one to have in your flower bed. I've got some Dusty Miller that's up on the back porch. It's doing good. But Dusty Miller is not a perennial, I don't think. It's an annual. So this one you can plant one time and hopefully, enjoy it year after year. I think it would get too much full sun if we had it on a front flower bed. It would get too hot out there in the summertime.
That's another thing I was going to bring up. You can grow these in the ground.
Oh, yeah,
They
definitely.
don't have to be in a pot. They are perennials.
Right. You just got to be careful where you plant them, though. Yeah. Like I said, I started this in full sun by the garage, and it started to look burnt. It was getting too much hot sun back there. So I moved it here. It gets dapple sun back here on the deck. It does get full sun, maybe 2 hours a day. But it just started doing a lot better. Doesn't that look like nicer with all that dead pulled out of it, cut out of it? And I didn't find one spider. Yay. One more down in there. Yeah, there's one more. See, I'll kind of pull it up from there. The plant gets so thick in here, it's hard to find ones underneath just about. Like that one there. But you can see, look at there. There's some new growth right down there coming out already. There. It's going to be even fuller by springtime. It starts growing back. Hey. Yeah, that's our little lesson today on lamb's ear. I just wish y'all could feel this. It just feels so soft. You get close up on that and just see almost looks like layers of hair on there. So smooth.
That's why they call it lamb's ear.
I know, yeah. Feels like a little plush toy almost, so soft. I can't wait to see it in bloom though this spring. I have to remember looking at early spring, no, late spring to early summer it blooms. I think I bought this in about maybe late June or July, and it was past its bloom period, so I missed seeing it in bloom. Yeah, that was bent. There.
You got one right here.
Got another you found?
Well, I was going to tell you, he's put little roots there.
Oh, yeah. I need to put some more dirt on that. You see,
I didn't show them with the camera.
got that little roots coming out.
Yeah.
I'll have to put
You
some more
could
dirt on that
actually
and bury those.
cut that off and start another plant
In
with
another
it.
pot, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure could, yeah. I have to watch our plants out here on the deck every once in a while. See how sometimes you have to check your plants, see if the dirt settles down.
Mm-hmm.
You start seeing open roots like that. You come back in and fill that in with fresh dirt and keep those roots covered up. And sometimes some of our plants, the dirt gets dug out by armadillo.
That's not the case
No,
here.
not here. This is so full of the foliage, the armadillo probably couldn't even get to that. But that's just where the dirt settled over the summertime. Yeah, that definitely needs some more dirt on it. I will do that in a little bit. Put some fresh dirt on that and get it all covered up and ready for winter. As you notice, I've been putting pine needles on top of that camellia we just bought this week. Getting it ready for the winter time. We put the camellia back here. That's the new one we just bought this week, so hopefully the deer will not find it back here on the deck. It's got buds all over it. Well, we'll talk about camellia later.
Let me get a closer view of that.
Okay.
So they can see the buds on it.
Hopefully they'll be open about another week or two.
It's covered with buds.
It's going to be gorgeous when it opens. And that can grow up to 10 feet tall. I've got a bigger pot I'm going to put in this spring, a lot bigger, and just keep it in that pot for. It does make an excellent potted plant, I read. It doesn't have to go on the ground. You can't keep it in a pot.
That's the color. Hopefully, it will be. This is called.
The only plant I know that blooms in the midwinter, like December, late November, December, looks like roses.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
It's called Yuletide camellia. I wonder if it'll be in bloom Christmas.
Think it'll take that long for those buds to open?
I don't really think so.
No, I don't think so.
Here we are. What is today?
Late October.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to take 2 months for this to
bloom in November and December. Yeah. But now I still got a few impatiens blooming. I can't hardly believe that. Not many, but a few. These over here done died from the cold weather. We've had some nights that are below 50. Those have died out. Some of those are still blooming there. That one just produced that bloom on it last few days. Might be the last bloom of the season.
A lot of these have just volunteered. They've just come up in all of the pots out here.
Volunteer for those 3 big ones over there. Those 3 big ones on the deck floor.
I'm trying to turn slowly so I don't make people dizzy.
My son gave me those for Mother's Day. They did very well all summer, but then they started volunteering everywhere out here.
Oh, there's a little butterfly.
They started popping up in all the plants.
Hey, your polka dot is in bloom again.
I saw that yesterday. I put it on video. Sure is. Little bitty tiny purple blooms. The flowers are, the foliage is a beautiful pink, variegated.
Yeah,
but the bloom is purple.
It's another plant that you grow for the foliage, like coleus.
But it's annual, so it's going to die out. Most of these back here are perennial, but I get annual once in a while just because they're so pretty. The house is just blooming right now. I know different houses bloom at different times back here. That one just started blooming a few days ago. And all those impatiens are volunteers around it. All these impatiens you see in pots are volunteered from those 3 big ones on the deck floor over there.
They know where they like
This
it.
coral is starting to bloom again. It's bloomed 2-3 times this summer.
Some more volunteer impatiens here in with a hostas.
With the hosta, yeah. There's another hosta in bloom again. Starting to bloom. Those are all volunteer. Around that, that was a bloom plant. Look at the bottom of the pot. It's even come out the bottom of the pot down there. Now get your finger out of the way.
Upside down.
Yeah, that's hanging from the bottom of the pot.
Amazing. As you can tell, the foliage is starting to turn, and some of the leaves are falling.
Here's some volunteer with the corbel. Corbel is another good perennial that loves cold weather. And it comes in different. It comes in different colors. I've got that lavender-looking corbel there, and a lighter greeny silver shade over there in the other pot.
Corbel is another one that you grow for the foliage.
Mm-hmm.
You can get them in
Several different colors.
reddish tints, purple tints, yellowish tints,
and they're deer resistant too.
Chartreuse tints.
They are deer resistant.
Hey, you got a hosta budded out here.
Oh, I see a little bud there, right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
There's another corbel.
Different shade, yeah. And all of these impatiens volunteered in that pot. There's a butterfly on one.
Yeah.
Lily's finally dying out. That was a volunteer lily there. But my favorite impatiens are the New Guinea because they have a bigger leaf and a bigger flower than the smaller impatiens. But they have definitely died out right now for the winter. They can't stand very much cold.
Yeah. So we'll have to buy new plants next year.
Yeah, I always buy them new every year. They're pretty to look at.
Do you think these might come up from seed next spring?
Nah, they never have before. I doubt it.
So
the other smaller impatiens might, but I don't think the New Guinea will. I'm saving these, picking up all these pine needles so I can use them as mulch around some of these plants for the winter. That's quite a job. I'm picking up the pine needles and not the leaf. Don't really call it quits. That's it for the day. Be back later.